it is me versus Freedagoat, and I'm taking Nobara. He's taking Mahito. So listen, I want to make this clear. So in the scan, right, we can see that a very significantly drained, right? There's like this Nobara is really tired in the first place. She's still able to react to Mahito. Right, like this no, we can already see that she's fatigued. We can see the sweat on her face. Bro, shut the fuck up. I was literally in the middle of speaking.
Nigga, I just came back. What's up?
Yeah, all right. Like I was saying, we see that a very fatigued Nobara was still able to react to Mahito. She's like significantly fatigued and was still able to react to his attacks. And also, wait, prove that it's literally in general. Hello, are you serious?
Oh yeah, I'm playing Rocket League. What's up?
All right, but anyways, right. So we see here's the first instance where she's able to land hairpin on him.
No, I just want to see where she's heavily fatigued. Yeah, that's all I want to say.
But we see that from the sweat in the first scan, that she's tired. She's like exhausting and shit.
Wait, do you understand what we usually mean when we say somebody's heavily fatigued?
Yeah, when they're significantly tired. Hello. Yeah.
No. Right. No, what we mean is like when Meliodas tried to pull up. No, what we mean is when Meliodas tried to pull up to one of the 10 commandments without like 30,000 points of his power. That's what we mean by heavily fatigued. What we mean by heavily
no, that's
fatigued,
not. That's what you mean. That's what you mean. That's not what I mean.
That's what you mean, retard. Tired, wait, hold on. And I don't know why we are pushing rhetoric. I'm genuinely telling you what it's usually meant. So,
well,
what is
yeah,
usually
I agree.
Meant
that could be the way that you mean it, but I'm saying that the way that's different from the way that I use it.
Okay, I'll just tell you when you're done. Okay, so
I'm just gonna go finish what I was gonna say, right? So listen, let's be clear here.
Yeah,
so
yeah, sure.
There's instances where Nobara, there's instances where Nobara, blitzes him. We see that in earlier fights as well that Nobara is actually, performing way better. She's actually way faster. We know this is true. But we see that in this instance against Mahito, not only is she's sweating, she's like quite literally tired, she's barely dodging the thing. And we see from the next scan later that our complete state right here, she isn't tired, she's completely fine, and she blitzes him. She literally hits him with a hairpin and hits him and blitzes him down. So this is reason for us to say that one, she was significantly tired and she still barely dodged him in the first one, right? Like, so I seems like at least when I'm talking about significantly tired, I think that I'm just saying that, well, they're just like they're really drained. Their facial expression can, also express that they're drained. They're sweating. They're like not moving as fast as they usually did. Yeah, and listen, if you're gonna use some sort of colloquial method and say that, well, this is how most people mean when they say like, they're significantly tired, that doesn't matter to literally anything that I'm talking about.
Okay.
You can go ahead now.
So now I'll tell you what it means. I did listen to what you said, so it doesn't mean that I just like disregard it. I don't want to be disingenuous, but it's what it's usually meant or colloquially meant when we say somebody's heavily fatigued is that they're either in a way heavily nerfed or they are heavy on the loss of like something which makes them not fight at either full power or some significant level of their power. So it's usually like if you took Dr. Manhattan's if you took that motherfucker is too OP. I cannot use that motherfucker. Let's just say you took Speed Force, half of the Speed Force from like Barry Allen. That right there is heavily fatigued. If you took from Gojo his Infinity, that could be heavily fatigued. So it doesn't have to be that somebody's tired or just physically is or mentally is just like hurt. It can be in a it's just like their power is stuck. But if you're referring to hurt or something like that, which I can also grant, it's also going to be something rather like somebody losing an arm or somebody being hurt to the point where it's just like physically impossible for them to do it. So in a way that Nobara is fatigued is that she's tired. I'm not negating that. That is, even if I were to not grant it, that would just not. What's up, Jester?
Oh, but my fault, I was unmuted. I'm laughing at something else.
So, for Nobara thing, could grant that she was, what's it called? Tired or some shit. Don't have a problem with that. I just want the argument to why that will be heavily fatigued. And when you're done with that, why do you? One question, real quick. Do you think that she could take 3 black flashes back to back?
Okay, listen, so I'm gonna get through all the points that you made. So, first of all, so the entire point of this, right? Well, what you just confused, well, first of all, is you're going over, what most people mean when they say fatigue. You're going over, it being nerfed. You're going over the hurt thing, and I think you're just conflating, what being fatigued even means, right? So listen, the most common way that people mean when they say fatigue is not a sense of hurt. What they mean is an overall feeling of tiredness or a lack of energy. This is what it means, and this is what most people mean when they say fatigue. And fatigue can be a type of nerf. It does not mean nerf. A nerf does not mean fatigue. Fatigue does not mean nerf. But a fatigue is a type of nerf, right? But you can be nerfed, you can be fatigued, right? My point was just saying that, okay, well, the way that I mean when I say fatigue is just, some state of being extremely tired, some state of being tired. And we can see this is very fucking apparent with Nobara's case, because she's tired. She's not performing in the same sense as how she was performing earlier when she was fighting. So this gives us reason to say that she's fatigued. Okay, now you being hurt can attribute to you being fatigued. This is completely fine, because being hurt makes you more tired, depending on the person, obviously, right? But like, listen, like I don't think like what you said really like addressed literally anything I said. I don't think what you said is like even relevant to anything I was just talking about, right? And as to whether or not I think that she can take 3 black flashes, yes, I think she can take 3 black flashes, right? But I don't think this is really relevant to my point at all either, because my point directly is just talking about her outperforming and her being significantly weakened, or not, my bad, not significantly weakened, significantly tired, and her barely being able to react to Mahito, but still being able to react to Mahito, and then in a later scene, her quite literally blitzing Mahito.
Okay, so I'll get to the blitzing point later, but I'll explain how it was relevant. Yeah, by the way, I do agree that nerves can be fatigues, right? But not all nerves are fatigues. That is true. But the thing which I am referring to, right, is somebody's usually gonna be tired, obviously, and you would say that they're heavily fatigued when they are, like when they use like blood as a sweat, and when they don't have an arm or a leg, right? So that somebody is fatigued. Maybe they're not even tired, but they're probably fatigued in a way which they cannot fight at full power. So, but no matter what the definition is, I'll agree to it. I really don't think it's that any relevant to the point. I just really want to get clear on semantics. Still I don't see a motivation for her being heavily fatigued, but that doesn't matter. You said something else about, yeah, she could take 3 plus. Yeah, I'll ask you then, simple thing. Could 19 finger Sukuna take 3 black flashes? And then I'll ask you something in return, which is, if you say yes, I want you to prove that Nobara has higher durability than 19 finger Sukuna. And if you're done, when you're done with that, I'm also just going to ask you, for the argument that her blitzing Mahito while he's off guard is going to be in a way better than him, if we know that she lost him. By the way, which is 1/2 of him. We know that she was fighting 1/2 of him. So I also want to argument for those things. But yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to say that, listen, I'm going to dismiss the burdens that you try to place on me because they're relevant to my point. Listen, what I'm trying to specifically get you to engage on is the points that I mentioned. Whether or not Nobara can tank 19 figure Sukuna is completely relevant to me. In fact, I think that she's also, her ability resonance is able to affect the likes of people who are way stronger than Mahito, and that being, a Sukuna who was quite literally in their awakened form. We see during the end of the fights in Shibuya, or not Shibuya, my bad, in Shinjuku, we see that quite literally her resonance was able to affect Sukuna completely and shatter this entire soul between him and Megami. So listen, this resonance can affect them. Whether or not the durability doesn't matter to me, because even though you mentioned that it was a 1/2 apart thing, and they talk about the 1/2 apart thing, I don't think the 1/2 part even matters really necessarily. And for her losing to Mahito, well, the reason why she lost to Mahito is because, one, she got off guarded by literally Mahito. That's the reason she lost. Like when Yugi and Nobara were fighting, what Mahito did was he, summoned his other clone, which Nobara realized and at the time, they switched places with each other and was running really fast to Nobara. And it shocked her, and she got caught off guard. That's the entire reason why she was killed in the first place. She was off guard. And as well, I can show you another instance where, Nobara quite literally was just doing this. And plus, I would actually just like an argument for why, Nobara actually like got Mahito off guard in the first place. It seems like he wasn't even off guard in the first place, right? So, we can just pull up, the next chapter. We can just talk about chapter, 124. I think this is a good chapter to, bring up. We see that both Yuji, hold on. I can just go to my skin server. We see this, right? And there's like a verbatim statement. There's a verbatim statement here, that she made, right? So when Mahito is trying to come blitz Nobara, right? She does in fact react, right? But in the next panel, it literally says, and I quote, it literally says, she let her guard down against Mahito, right? And she let her guard down against Mahito's hands. And when she reacted to Mahito had already touched her. We already see from the first scan here that she wasn't even paying attention. And then she locked in and then hit him back. And then Mahito's is a direct hit. So listen, he off-guarded Nobara in the first place, so that's the only reason why she lost. But you can go ahead and engage with the points now.
Okay, so I'll suppose that you're done. I'll just take that I won the points that you tried to go away from, because more that you dismissed. If you don't think I won them, you're more than free to engage with me. But yeah. All of that is quite literally so irrelevant, because if this guy is, when he's at least, how we say, he does adapt to fucking, what's his name, Todo's teleportation. If he's able to adapt to teleportation from Todo, if he's able to square up with Todo and Yuji at 100%, right? Even there's like even a statement that they go 120% of their potential, but like if he's able to square up with them at full power, right? Yet you're saying that Nobara outperforming his other half is like making her stronger or better than him overall. I want you also to prove that she's stronger than Yuji and Todo at the same time, and also again. How are you going to say that this motherfucker is serious or anything when he's fighting her? Wait, let me take this picture real quick. Bro. This picture, bro. This picture doesn't want to say, bro.
Maybe
you know what? This shit don't want to. I'm just gonna screenshot it, I guess. Shit ass. Let's just take it like this. This motherfucker is laughing, running like a kid, saying, I'm gonna run away. And you're saying this nigga at his 50 is serious while fighting her. You are that ass serious when you're saying that, right? And I know you're trolling and shit, but at least try not to make it this obvious.
Wait, I'm just gonna cut you off here because you misunderstand the context of this, and this is completely in Mahito's character. Mahito's character, when he's fighting Gojo, someone who's stronger than him, he starts laughing too. What the fuck does this prove? What?
Bro. Anyways, right? So to continue with my point, right? I can even grant that he was running away to make a plan or some shit, because that's what did happen. He was trying to make a plan to fuse with 50% or to switch with the other half of his, so he can touch her or something. And pause, by the way. But yeah, that is I can also grant that. But I just want you to tell me, why would I accept, right, that her not beating 50% of Mahito is able to beat 100%, by the way. And you can tell me, yeah, she's outperforming him. I've listened to those arguments, so it doesn't mean that I dismiss them. But obviously, you're not going to say that she will perform the same against 100% Mahito. And you wouldn't even say that, no matter how much of a troll you are right now. And I dead ass just want to know what makes her outperforming this Mahito. And by the way, I'll pull up where he's off guard, because he obviously is off guard. He's obviously not taking this shit seriously. But he's literally here. She's avoiding my hands. The 7-3 says I must have warned her how. He's literally saying how boring. This motherfucker is bored, by the way. Wait, look, y'all. This nigga is bored as shit. What the fuck is you talking about? Look at Discord. Look, Jen. Look, Jen. Nigga's boring. Motherfucker said how boring. That's crazy. Could never be me. And could never be my GOAT Yuji, by the way. But you're literally saying I can't change my phone. I cannot manipulate transfer. By the way, he currently here is unable. Just quickly, he doesn't even have full abilities while fighting Nobara. This is a fucking nerf. He doesn't even have all of his abilities to fight Nobara. General? He doesn't even have those abilities that we're talking about, right? And he's not... And you're wanting to say this, he's getting outperformed. Boom. Where's he getting outperformed?
All right, bro. So you're going on like 20. You're going on like 10. You're going like this is like the timer is right now hitting
you're
like,
gonna go
like 5 minutes.
Wait, hold on. I just want to prove that you said something about just last point to expand. You said some bullshit around how he's getting outperformed. Look at Jen. Is this him getting outperformed? I don't think so. I really don't think so. So 50% of Mahito is getting bored while fighting full power Nobara. That's crazy. Could never be Yuji. Could never be Yuji. That's what I'm saying.
All right, so listen, you know what? Since you went on this retarded ass ramble fest, you know, I bored everybody here to death. Listen, nobody thought like you actually attacked anything good. I don't think anybody here thought you even like addressed literally anything I said. You tried to put these stupid ass burdens on me that didn't matter to literally anything of my point. I'm pretty sure it's also in the rec. It's also in the rec that everybody here is, you know, is able to tell that you're like just seriously dodging from all of my points. But here, I'll entertain them. You know, so one of the points that you made, right, was, well, I can just attack the most recent point, actually. What you did was you just nitpicked the fact that, you know, Nobara was actually doing really well against, you know, him in the fight. So you gave out one specific instance where, you know, Nobara actually, you know, while being fatigued, just getting, you know, blitzed. By the way, this was, I want you to know that, you know, this scene specifically happened, you know, earlier. So, you know, we'll go into talk right now, right? So, listen, since you want to do the nitpicking stuff about the scan, we'll tell the full context, right? So directly after this scan, Nobara is about to hit him exactly with the hairpin and actually hits him with the hairpin and actually starts blitzing him. That's what happens. We can see literally later in the scan, she gets hit one time, but then starts captivating on that and starts beating his ass, quite literally. She hits a resonance on him directly after, and then he gets scared because he can die. She's hitting his main body in the first place. But, you know, fine. She's got damaged at one point, so, you know, apparently, you know, he's not getting outperformed, but, you know, he's getting hit with resonance and hairpin at the same time, I guess. But listen, right, and we see from her attack alone, by the way, he's just like blatantly like just bleeding and stuff, right? But you know, this is how resonance works. You know, attacks the soul, so he's bleeding. But listen, let's go on to the other point that you made, right? Because I don't remember every single point that you made because you went on for like 10 minutes straight, right? But the other point you said is that, well, you know, 50%, he can't even use his abilities. That's fine, right? He can't use his abilities. But the reason why I don't think this matters is because he still keeps his speed. He still keeps his strength. The only thing that he's not able to utilize is just his abilities, and that being transfiguring humans. I don't think transfiguring humans is what allows him to move as fast, or what moves as quickly, or ups his strength in any way. I think this is just I think this is just how like his hacks abilities and stuff like that. I think this is just his abilities. I don't think like at all this is like correlative to his strength or his speed or anything like that. So to mention, oh well, you know, he doesn't even have his abilities and he's not even using his abilities against her. Well, this is just nothing, Bert. This doesn't matter. He still has his speed. He still has his strength. I would need an argument for why he is not able to use his same strength and use his same speed, because I can just agree that he's not able to use his abilities, because this is what's stated verbatim. He can't use his abilities. But even so, right, when Nobara finds out that there's two of them, what happens is she gets shocked and she gets hit by one of them by being off guarded. This is literally what happens. I've shown it all in the scan, saying I don't think that you have literally anything to rebuttal against anything that I've said. But you know, when you want to address the other things about like, oh well, can you prove that she's stronger than him at 100%? Can you prove that she's do this, that? Listen, I'm not going to engage with those, because the entire point that I was on was talking specifically about this chapter, talking specifically about her outpacing him and outperforming her. If you cannot engage with those, you want to ask me questions about other things, then we can just do that way later. But I want you to engage with my points now specifically. But listen, I'll just entertain a few of them real quick. So prove that she's stronger than 100%, Mahito. Well, listen, I don't think that there's anything changes besides him gaining his abilities back, and those abilities just being that him being able to manipulate and transfigure human souls. That's the only thing that changes about him. So, and this is specifically stated as well that, the only thing that he can't utilize is his transfigured human souls. Right here, it says that I can change my form like the original, but I can't manipulate transfigured humans or other souls. Right, and he even states quite literally here, she wore herself down, and when she got hit by him, she wore herself down. I don't get this, right? She literally wore herself down just for him to be able to hit her. He had to wear her down to be able to hit her. Listen, 100% Mahito, it was only utilizing the transfigured human souls and like to throw at her probably, and probably do the same thing that's happening against Yuji, like making a big barrier and stuff like that. But all of this does not affect his strength, right? We see that what is it, where yeah, we see, like, okay, we can see with this skin, by the way, because I'm going to enforce this point. I want to really enforce this point. I'm going to really enforce this point. I'm up. All right, so listen, she is unclear of him being a double. We can infer this from here, right? He says she's avoiding my hands. The 7/3 sorcerer must have warned her. I'm just a double though, right? You can take this for saying that, well, she doesn't even know that, this is a double here, right? Because she's avoiding her hand. Why would she avoid, his hand without knowing, there's a double of him, right? Like, why would she avoid that? Right? Like, you can probably say, well, she doesn't know whether or not this double is the one that, tries to, or the one that transfigures human souls. But listen, given like the relevant circumstances, I think that it probably been smarter either way to what is it fuck, I just forgot. But basically all I'm just saying is that she doesn't know that this is the Mahi, this is like the double that does not have any sort of ability. So she's she doesn't know, so she's dodging because she doesn't know whether or not this is the actual double. And when she actually comes into contact with the other Mahito, the reason why she gets
I'm back. What's up? What's up?
Yeah, what's up? What's up, buddy?
I'm back.
So listen, yeah, I agree. You're back, buddy. So listen, right?
W rhetoric aura. This was aura. Oh my god, aura radiating through my PC right now, bro.
Dude, all right. So listen, if we're gonna do the cutoff stuff, then I'll just cut it off every time that I think you didn't attack my point. But listen,
no, I just didn't. I wasn't there, bro. I'm sorry, man. That's
listen, all. I'm just gonna make this point. I'm just gonna make this final point. This final point is just this, right? Listen, here's the thing though. When she's running up the stairs, she sees two Mahitos, and she's like, two Mahitos. And this is her speaking first. Like I don't even think this is Yuji speaking. But I think Yuji's in the bottom corner saying, was that double somewhere else before? Is he trying to fuse back together to heal? Right? But listen, Mahito realizes, or not Mahito, Nobara realizes that there's two Mahitos, right? And, when they swap with each other, what Nobara does is she warns Yuji from this. So while she's warning Yuji, it says Itadori right there, right? And, when he's going to warn her that she's about to get hit because she was worried about him, she gets hit. She gets touched. This is what happens. She gets touched. And she's off guarded by this. Pause, bro. Like, all right, bro. It's plugging. All right, but listen, right? But you know, we see this. Might be easy to put in this. No, it's fine. It's fine. So we see this right here. That she let her guard against Mahito, but again, she was still able to hit him. Though she's still able to react, though. So even while coming into contact with the Mahito with the ability, she's still able to react to him. Even while off guard, she's still able to punch him back, right? She's still able to react. Like when he tries dodging, we can quite literally see he still gets hit by the entire slash thing. We can still see that he still gets hit, right? But listen, she dies before that. She dies before even knowing that, right? So she gets combusted. So listen, from all of this, if you just don't respond to my point, we can just conclude here. We can, conclude to the entire VC, right? And or we can conclude to a specific person if you want. But I don't think you've attacked any of my points, though, really.
That was straight rhetoric, man. But anyways, right, bro, I could be eating my pizza, right? Be enjoying. Instead, I am out here debating this bum, this bum, a troll that is telling me that a Nobara who's contesting 50% mahito without his powers is stronger than mahito. Right now. I'll engage with the other points from what I heard. Half of the points were just you called me out on retarded ramble, which is aura, by the way, straight aura, by the way. But you said to me, right? Wait, give me a sec. Yeah. Bro, oh my god, give me. Yeah, I'm back. So, right, the point is, half of the my pops is tweaking. Yeah, half of the point was some bullshit some equal interpretation, which I'm not even going to engage with because that equal interpretation is less parsimonious than demons coming into my room and I'm muting my mic for me. So I'm not even going to engage with that. Other half points, and then I really have to go. I'm so sorry. Where some bullshit around blitzing him, her being confused, and when she sees the Itadori and shit. Yeah, the Itadori shit is just straight gibberish. I don't really need that. The other thing, her blitzing her, I really don't care for that because the other half is quite literally blitzing her too, and I literally sent the scans for that. So and the other thing I think was
one scan.
I sent 3, by the way. But sure, man.
You sent 3 scans of him blitzing her. Wait, can you ping me in all 3 scans?
Oh my god, bro! I'm not going up that much, but I'll tell you where. So, that should be around. Damn, this pizza pie. My god. Yeah, nigga, I forgot. But anyways, go up. You'll find it eventually. So, basically, right? My god. Oh, man. Really, the thing here is, nigga said hungry ass nigga, I'm about to beat your ass, bro. But anyways, right? The thing about blitzing her, I showed 3 scans of him blitzing her back. And again, you haven't contested the points that I made. You just said, I don't care about the burdens. I know why you don't care, because not only do you agree with me, but you also cannot prove that she's stronger than these characters. So I'm just going to say that I won those points unless you want to engage with them. And as for the other points, unless you can prove to me that she was able to beat Mahito, 50%, this 50% Mahito we were talking about, which she wasn't, by the way, she constantly, we see that she cannot beat him. But when you prove to me that she can beat him with ease to the point where she can beat 2,000 times strong, not 2,000, sorry, 2 times stronger Mahito, then we can definitely engage, but I'm not just gonna go for the reaches and assumptions. I'm really not down for that. So unless you don't want to attack the claims that I already made, we can conclude. I don't think I really. This is so fucking boring. I cannot do that, bro.
Okay, listen. Wait, Archie. Did you hear what I said for like my part at all? Like, were you listening?
Oh, oops, wrong. But honestly, no. I was reading something.
Okay, you weren't. All right. Did anybody here listen to any of the points that I made? Was anybody here actually listening?
Yo, this shit might just be because I don't think anyone was listening.
You were listening, bro. You were actively engaged in the chat.
Can I concede so you can, wait, let's do this. I'll concede so you can get that W because I have to go eat anyways, but then we can continue it some other time.
Nigga, you lost, bro.
Okay, then I'm not conceding. I was about to
so...
give you a win. I was about to give you a win.
No,
and I was about to be charitable to you, but I'm not gonna concede.
Go ahead and concede.
No, I'm not gonna concede now. I'm not gonna concede. I was about to give you a win, but you don't want to be grateful. So I'm not gonna concede to you.
No. I'm fine. I'm grateful, bro. Just give me the win. Bro.
Try giving the win.
Bro. Yeah, bro. Come on.
Shit. Both of you just agree to do it, like continue it tomorrow without anyone conceding. Holy shit.
Yeah, let's do it tomorrow. Plus, calm, bro. Why the fuck rage baiting me 3 days in a row, bro?
Bro, because you annoyed the fuck out of me. That's why, bro.
Oh, damn, man. But I haven't talked to you at all, man.
Are you fucking talking with food in your mouth, you dirty ass nigga? What the fuck?
Oh, damn, bro. Why are you so mad at the nigga, bro? What the hell
I don't even know.
Bro.
Nigga pissed the nigga off the way he speaks, bro. God damn. I had never seen this level of hate.
I'm gonna go eat my pizza. Love y'all.
Yeah, go away like a good boy. You might want to end right.